Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. So let's talk about this week's Grand Assault. As you can see, we got Chesed. So this is going to be consist of the yellow, blue and purple ones. Very AoE focused, and I think this boss is always going to be different compared to a lot of other bosses right out there that are more single target focused, right? So I do like it to a certain extent. So let's talk about the Chesed as per usual. So we're gonna start off with the yellow one and then go to the purple and the blue one last. Hopefully give you guys some ideas. So Insane Chesed, let's talk about this, right? So right now, if you are looking to tackle Insane Chesed, by far the best cast of characters are going to be these ones. Alright, we got Momoi with Mika, SWIMSUIT Hanako, and Cherino. Now Momoi is going to be the one that carries you. You ideally don't really need SWIMSUIT Hanako here. If you want to, you can replace with someone else, but Mika is just going to be used at the end to hit the boss, right? Cherino is going to be very strong. She is going to give you a bunch of cost regen as well, with the help of the AoE. So the combination of this is going to give you a very comfortable run. You are not going to be missing out on any bunch of things, right? So ideally, I feel like it is going to be a very comfy run, but make sure you guys are setting it up for Mika to receive all the buffs moving in the end. Now if you want to, you can also take out Momoi or maybe SWIMSUIT Hanako, right? Take her out for camping hair just to give Mika more buff. So starting off, I like to go with New Year Fuuka, and then we wait a little bit, and then Cherino is gonna go all in, right? So let me turn off my face cam so you guys can see. So Cherino should be able to do pretty decent right there, alright? So next up, we're gonna go with this. So again, SWIMSUIT Hanako is going to be with us, so make sure to take advantage of that. Okay, we're able to spray a little bit right there. Not quite enough sprays, but hey, that's better than expected, right? So next up again, I'm going to go buffing on a Cherino, right? Cherino with New Year Fuuka combo is really good. If you are struggling, feel free to use additional Kisaki for that as well, right? But ideally, right now, oops, yeah, I misclicked on Mika right there. So we're gonna go with Momoi first, go to the bottom, and then hopefully SWIMSUIT Hanako get rid of everyone here. We might need to use one more Cherino here just to be safe, right? Yeah, just to be safe. Okay, so now going into the last one. So just try to be careful with the timer. So this particular one we're gonna start off with. Ideally you want Momoi to go second, right? So we are going to go Hanako in this case, because of the alignment. Okay, so this is going to be much easier for Momoi to take care of. Okay, so where's Cherino? Cherino is right there. Okay, so let them do that in his thing. Cherino is gonna get rid of this bunch of characters. Okay, so now you can see I am going to start buffing Mika now. Alright, Mika. And then New Year Fuuka. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so we're gonna buff. Go with Kisaki. Go with Momoi. Go with New Year Fuuka again. And then Mika again. So 2 rotation. If you want to add SWIMSUIT Hanako in there. So this one is going to be much more manageable. I did mess up the rotation a little bit. Ideally you have to go with New Year Fuuka first and Kisaki later, not the other way around. But you know, there's a lot of room for improvements, or there's a lot of room for mistakes in this particular team. I like it. It's a very comfy team. Now sadly, this is going to be the easiest out of the 3, right? The other 2 I think is going to be a little bit harder. The yellow ones, because Chesed by nature it is a yellow boss, right? A yellow piercing boss. So let's move on to the next color. So next one we got the purple one. Now this one I am struggling a little bit to make the SWIMSUIT Hanako strat works with SWIMSUIT Hoshino. So you are going to be able to do that definitely with one team. SWIMSUIT Hanako is going to be your main DPS if you are trying to run that setup or that particular rotation. However, it relies too much on SWIMSUIT HANAKO to be critting consistently in multiple hits, right? So it is a little bit moldy, in my opinion. So basically, Kisaki, New Year Fuuka, and Camping Hair just straight up buffing SWIMSUIT HANAKO. Now, I did try that for like about 1 hour or so. Definitely too much a crit mult involved, so I feel like the Mika strat is going to be much more comfortable. So we got Mika and SWIMSUIT HANAKO. So Mika is going to basically take care of the boss at the end, right? Similar concept to the team that we saw earlier. And then New Year Musuki is going to be the one that gives the AoE and stuff. So as you can see, we're going to wait for a little bit for the rotation, and then wait for the enemies behind to come out, and then SWIMSUIT HANAKO is going to try to spray as much water to them as we can. Alright, so that last guy, you can't hit it, too bad. The range is not big enough. Now hyper buff New Year Musuki with New Year Fuuka and stuff, and then we're gonna go all in, sweep the entire gang just like that. New Year Musuki is insane. Alright, that range is just absolute bonkers. Buff New Year Musuki again, and then make sure you rotate and SWIMSUIT HANAKO spray here, and then spray at the top. And then now we set it up for New Year Musuki again. Buff New Year Musuki, New Year Fuuka, and then Kisaki. Alright, when the door opens, New Year Musuki goes all in. Aim at the up so that we can use SWIMSUIT HANAKO to help us with the bottom. Bam, just like that. One burst through, right? So make sure you guys save as much time as we can so we can go to the next one. Okay, so now buff New Year Musuki so we can do this. Alright, get rid of as many enemies as we can. SWIMSUIT HANAKO, go to the second one. Okay, now the third one, we're going to try to get rid of a little bit. Now we are halfway there. Notice the boss bar is going to enter groggy soon. So one more wave of enemies. Then make sure you're setting up Mika for now, right? Use New Year Fuuka on Mika. Okay, so hit as many of these as we can. Okay, after this the boss is going to enter groggy, right? So buff Mika with Kisaki for yeah, I would say like you can buff with Kisaki on Hanako, but make sure Mika has to rotate through quick, right? So we're gonna go this. Okay, now Mika, New Year Fuuka, Camping Hair, and Kisaki. So make sure you do it fast enough. I think my Mika didn't get Kisaki buff there, but regardless, I tried with 2 rotation. It is going to be a little bit difficult regardless, right? As you can see, this is going to be how it is. I can't really get the 1 rotation right here, but this team is going to be more than sufficient enough for us to get through you know, multiple rotations right here for the boss to open up his core again. We still have 1 minute, which is more than enough. Okay, SWIMSUIT HANAKO up. Okay, so now we spray up. Okay, New Year Musuki again. We're gonna buff a little. Why did the robot go to the left? Not sure what happened right there. Okay, so get as many of them as we can. Okay, so I think this is the last one before the boss open up his core again. So I do have Mika getting ready again. Okay, so now go all in on Mika and get rid of the last one. Alright, GG's. You can see right here, we're gonna set it up perfectly, right? So I'm gonna go with Hanako right here, try to get rid of, wait, actually better for Musuki to go here. Let me buff Musuki. Hanako goes second because we can wipe the second wave much easier, which is this particular one. Zoo. Okay, and then the third wave we can sort of wipe. But actually I should have waited for the 2 robots to come nearer, right? I think the timing could have been better. But either way, so we're gonna buff Mika with New Year Fuuka right here. Alright. Start buffing her with Camping Hair as well. New Year Musuki go in. Now this is the thing, right? Mika will not be able to rotate this smoothly. We can't kill this boss during this duration. So we're gonna go Mika. And then Kisaki. Alright. So we're gonna go New Year Fuuka, Camping Hair, and then Mika again. As you can see, it's not going to be enough, right? So I've tried this multiple times. So you gotta go through 1 whole rotation again, and that's just how it is, right? So, but this team, you know, you should be able to do it easily, right? Musuki. Okay, so get rid of all of these. Nice, perfect. Okay, spray the enemies here. Oh shoot, I could have... Did I mistime it? Okay, so this one is quite split up. Okay, so get ready for the second rotation. Make sure you notice the timer, right? So you're gonna have about a couple of seconds left. Kisaki on Mika. Mika and Hanako looks kind of similar. I almost like buffed the wrong characters a few times, right? But either way, go in with Mika again. Boom, bam, bam. Just like that, right? So as you can see, the rotation, it doesn't really matter. So you're going to need to go through twice to be able to destroy Chesed right there. Okay, so for the last one, the Mystic type, so I am going to try to borrow a UE50 Shiroko Terra. Alright, SWIMSUIT Hanako, Mutsuki New Year, and New Year Kayoko. So hopefully this is going to be enough. We got Ako and Himari for the buffs right here. So this is going to be the hyper buffing Shiroko Terra at the end. Now you should be able to do it. It is going to be a little bit strict, but it's not too difficult. Okay. Boom. Himari. Oh shoot, there's some robots that you cannot hit. Yeah, Kayoko sort of slows things down. Do this. Okay, Ako, Himari, New Mutsuki. Okay, nice. Should we buff New Mutsuki again? Positioning is a bit off. Okay, we're gonna buff Shiroko Terra. Shiroko Terra time. You're gonna go here. Ako, Himari. Okay, so it's left with a little bit. So New Year Mutsuki will finish it off. Okay, so we're still able to do it, but wow, I think the timing has to be even faster, or maybe you have to like re-rotate a Shiroko Terra to basically hit twice. But ideally you can still one-team this easily, right? Shiroko Terra just need to be able to lower the boss enough that you can finish it off with AoE for the rest of the characters, right? So that's basically how we can do it. Alright, so that's pretty much the Grand Assault for Chesed. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like it's a bit, can be a bit tricky to rotate it around here and there. But other than that, it's much more manageable compared to some of the more annoying bosses like Kurokage and stuff. But maybe that's just me, right? As per usual, hey, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like if you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.